Yeah, got some smiling faces. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll get started. I think Laura's going to make a little announcement. I don't have a lot today, but we'll talk and see what everybody thinks. So,
Thank you. Good morning and welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to do a little bit of housekeeping. Feel free to unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak. Please be mindful of everyone else by muting yourself while others are speaking. You're welcome to put any contact information that you want to share into the chat. We're here to share deals, look for deals and solutions we have and need with our real estate. We are not your financial advisors, attorney, or accountants. We do not endorse or recommend any specific solutions or contractors here. You're advised to do your own due diligence to your own satisfaction before you invest. The first Friday of every month is Ask the Attorney with Ms. Catherine Davis. Our meetings are typically recorded, so only share what you want others to know.
thank you. All right. Does anybody have anything they want to start off with? Anybody got anything for sale? I guess we'll start there. Everybody got everything they need? No. Does anybody want to buy anything? How's that? Everybody's got everything they need too, huh?
I still have a client that's looking for a fourplex in the St. Louis area, pretty much anywhere besides North City. So,
Okay.
still looking out for that if anybody has anything. Nothing really on the market that he's interested in.
Okay, fourplex, kind of looking for an off-market deal. Are you looking for something that needs to be rehabbed, or?
He would prefer something that needs a rehab, but he would also take anything that's already cash flowing, or maybe half the building needs a rehab, the other half doesn't, anything like that. Yeah.
Okay, let's see, not North City. Okay, any price range, or are you looking for tenants in there maybe already, or not, maybe partial, or?
He's pretty open to anything, 200 or under.
Okay, under 200. All right. All right, that's a good one for somebody.
Yeah.
All right, do you have any contact information you would like to leave, Stacy?
Yeah, I can leave my email. It's Stacy, STACY at SOTOPS.com. And then my phone numbers, my office number, 636-305-3380, extension 311. And I'll put that all in the chat too.
All right, that's great. Thank you. All right, so that's a good takeaway for wholesalers out there today. Make sure you write down Stacy's info, because you never know what you're going to run into. Even I know I've found over the years, even if it's something I'm not looking for particularly, if you have something in the back of your mind through our networking, we find a lot of stuff. So that's it's always something to keep in mind.
Thanks.
So thank you. All right, anybody else got anything they'd like to, that they're looking for, or got anything for sale? Everybody's quiet today. We're ready for the nice weekend, I think. And the sun's out and it's beautiful weather. We're back to almost not quite summer. Are you still go camping, Melissa, on the weekends? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Laura's been trying to talk me into going to our place out in the woods today, and I kind of didn't want to do that. I was wanting to wait till tomorrow, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to resist looking out there.
Go now while it's nice out.
Yeah, this time of year is great. Anybody got anything that they're working on? They got any questions on or anything like that? This is always a good place to get others' opinions and see what they're doing, what they've come around into.
Melissa, you guys pretty busy?
We are pretty busy, but we could always be busier. Right now, everybody's just trying to rush and hurry. They want to hurry up and get everything done before the weather turns cold. So if you need a roof inspection, now's a good time to call.
How's the concrete workers doing right now? Because I know Harper the other night at our main meeting was talking about they have quite a long wait right now just to get foundations poured. And I was just wondering what you might know about that.
I do know that, well, one of my neighbors, he's trying to have a house built in Hannibal. And he said he can't even get people from St. Louis to drive out there because there's like a year-long wait to get a foundation poured. And they can't, like, none of the builders will even let them sign contracts right now, because by the time they actually get around to doing the work, the prices are all going to be wrong. So
Yeah.
they're really like at a standstill. They can't do anything until they get the foundation poured. So I do know that there is a very long wait.
Wow. Yeah, she was talking like 6 to 8 weeks, for the ones here in St. Louis. And that seems to be a problem everywhere though. But a year long for Hannibal, that's unreal.
I know. He said that there's only one person that would do it. And I said, well, what about having somebody from St. Louis drive out there, and just give them a little extra.
Right.
He said, no, he can't even get anybody to do that they just want to stay local.
Wow. Well, that's the business to be into right now. If you're a concrete worker, you could be going to Hannibal probably and have your hands full for a while.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah, I could see how you wouldn't want to give a price either a year out, because who knows what's going to happen over the last couple of years. Everything has changed so dramatically.
It has.
So it's manpower, not like materials.
It's all in short supply right now.
Wow. Yeah, the contractors too. We were talking about that earlier. I know I sent you a message because we're that's been one of the biggest challenges of even in some of the other groups I'm in around the country is the contractors. It's just been workers and contractors. Really, workers though is I think a lot of the problem. Or just our challenges really. I don't think it's a problem if you find the right people, because the right people are still out there. People like yourself.
Exactly. Yes, we've been using the same crews for at least the last 10 years, if not longer. So we're very blessed to have, a good, solid working relationship with the people that do labor for us.
Yeah, the relationship seems to be the most important thing when it comes down to it. Most of the things, maybe even I've heard as high as 70% of all the business deals revolves around the relationship, because I know that's the one of the quickest ways to ruin a good deal is with bad people, because the deals are out there, but you got to have the right people on your team. So. Yeah, we don't have much time left this year either. Speaking of good people, we've got, I know, one more meeting for our STLREIA coming up, and then we take off, or they take off for the month of December. And of course, we're going to be here every Friday. We started that. We're in our third year now. We started that quite a while ago, and we're going to keep doing that because that seems to be a pretty good way for us all to get together and network like this. We've had a lot of solutions people have come up with problems they've had. We've also had a lot of deals done here too. I mean, we could almost change this to do deals here or something like that, so just it's a good thing. And of course, Kathy Davis started all this with Ask the Attorney back almost over 2.5 years ago. I think it was about March, right in March or April of 2020 when we started this. So, and that was every week for a while. And then she didn't have as many updates, but we've kind of turned it into Ask the Attorney, and she's graciously agreed to keep coming as long as she can for the first Friday of the month. So that's some, you know, if you ever need anything, you get good, actually free advice. Of course, you want to use them for anything. You know, they specialize in real estate, but in evictions in particular and things like that, but they know, and she has such a good network of people too. So that's, I just think it's a great source, and we're gonna keep doing it as long as she'll agree to do it. But networking in the meantime, just like we're doing right now. So anybody have anything they want to sell or buy? We had one good somebody, you know, Stacy told us about one of her clients looking for a fourplex. That's something to keep in mind. Anywhere except for North City, under $200,000. That's a good one to keep in mind. Make a note of.
Hey, John, this is Diana. I'm looking for if anyone online has a roofer on the Illinois side. If anyone knows of a good, solid roofer, I'd appreciate that contact.
Melissa, do you know anybody? Speaking of roofers, we have one right here.
All right.
I think I might know somebody. I can help you with that. I'll enter in my information for you, okay?
I'm not on the chat. I'm calling in on the phone. I'll just write it down if you have it.
Sure. Our office number is 314-209-1782, or you can call me on my cell at 314-504-1581.
Great. It's Melissa. Fabulous.
Would you like to
do
put
that.
that in the chat too, please?
will.
Just for those writing them down.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a good, Diana, Melissa's really good. She's a member. She's a really good contractor right here in town. She gives us a lot of good advice every week. And I think you'll be real happy just talking to her and find she's about as thorough, I believe, as they get.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. Thanks, John.
Sure.
Melissa.
Okay, anybody else got anything?
Melissa, do you have
There you go.
I just had a question from Melissa. Do you have a website too that just kind of goes over all the different types of work that you guys do or specialize in that you can put in the
Yes,
chat?
I will enter in our website. I'm not sure that our website tells everything that we do, but pretty much anything you need to have done in or around your home. If we can't help you with it, I'll be able to refer you to somebody.
Okay, great.
We do commercial and residential. So if you have a commercial building or property that you need us to look at, we can look at that as well.
Okay, great.
All right. Anybody else got anything there that they're working on or need any help with?
Hey, Melissa. Hi, this is Ann. Melissa, you there?
I am. Hi, Ann. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Great. Thank you.
Good. Now, do you or anyone else on this call know someone that could install window screens?
You know what? The best thing to do is just go to your local hardware store. Yeah, drop off your screens. Handyman Hardware in North County, they will do them for you. And it's probably going to be your most economical way to take care of that.
Okay, great. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right. Oh, there's Melissa's website there, onewayroof.com. Okay. That's a nice, easy one to remember too.
Hey guys, nice to meet you guys. I kind of jumped here a little late. I'm not sure where you guys are coming from. I'm here from Florida. What about you guys?
Oh, great. Welcome. We're from all over. St. Louis is where we're kind of based out of, St. Louis area. What part of Florida are you from, Emmanuel?
I'm from South Florida, but my main markets are South Florida, but we also have partners in all over Florida. So Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando.
Oh, okay. My wife and I's, one of our favorite places is Paso Grill right there, just south of Tampa.
Never been. I've only been in Miami and Central Florida. So I might have to pass by and
Okay.
check it out myself.
Yeah, it's it's fairly close to Treasure Island down that way. It's I think the Paso Grill is actually in the Guinness Book of World Record of being the shortest shopping, I think it's shopping district in the world, something like that. What type of investing you do, Emmanuel, or what type of service do you do?
Yeah, so my partner and I, we run a dispo company here in Florida. We have a small group of investors that we work with. We partner up in deals. We put in anywhere from 10 to 50% of the deal with our partners, and we outreach to wholesalers. We find good deals, good gems above 20% profit margin, and we present it to our investors, and we jump in the deal with them. Currently, I have a Airbnb here in South Florida, Miami, where I'm rehabbing right now. Gonna do a cash out refi and then look for a duplex later on. So that's kind of where I'm going right now.
Okay, are you looking in the St. Louis area or Midwest, or are you mainly in Florida?
Mainly in Florida, but I'm open to other markets,
Okay.
especially if they're a little bit easier to get into. Considering Miami and Florida is very expensive.
Yeah, have you been affected by the storm recently at all?
Not at all. Luckily, it passed over us, so it didn't even touch Miami. It went closer to Fort Myers and Tampa.
Yeah.
And normally Miami, where we're at, always gets hit, but this time it didn't. So I was lucky enough not to have to deal with that.
Yeah, I was just curious, did that affect your prices at all as far as the retail values that you noticed?
None that I noticed so far. Maybe I know in Tampa, some deals did drop. They got impacted, so it did affect that. But down here, luckily, nothing yet. In fact, it's kind of rising. But maybe again, I haven't noticed anything yet. I haven't noticed any trends so far, so I could be wrong.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, if you'd like to, if there's any contact information you'd like to share, feel free to put it in the chat or also mention it if you'd like to. And
Definitely, I'll add it to the chat. Nice to meet you guys, by the way.
yeah, thank you. Good to have you here. Okay, Steve's got some need egress window installer. Is anybody? Melissa? We'll go our go-to resident contractor.
Let me get back to you on that one. Boss man just walked out of the office. I was going to ask him about that. So. But I do want to tell Emmanuel, we have a satellite office in Florida, like around the Jupiter Stewart area. So if you're needing anything help in that area, please let me know.
Definitely. If I know anybody else, I'll also refer you guys.
Thank you.
And Steve, be sure you take down Melissa's contact information. She put it in the chat up there just to, and you can follow up with her afterwards. Get you in the right direction there. All right, mainly people looking for windows today, it sounds like.
Winter's coming.
Winter's coming,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, we were talking about windows the other day, and we were fortunate for our condo here. we got ours installed January of 2020. It was right before everything kind of went crazy, and because people were saying now how long of a wait it is. I know we're working on building our barn dominium still, and that's another whole story as far as suppliers and contractors and everything. It's just it's a whole different world than it was 2.5 years ago, as far as getting anything done. But windows in particular, and we talked about contractors and stuff. If you get good people, I think it's good to keep track of those and make sure you take care of everybody. And as far as what's going on right now, because I know the relationships is huge. So there. All right. Anybody else got anything they want to talk about today? Everybody's kind of quiet. Let's see. Yeah, okay, Bruce, you got some properties here that need something? Maybe Bruce is where he can't unmute.
Okay, I finally figured it out. Can you
There
hear
you
me? Okay, yeah, I had to go back left all the way and hit the wrong button to start with. Yeah, I've got I guess it's a pretty good offer on 3 properties that are all kind of in need of a good amount of rehab, and a friend has made me an offer on it, which I guess sounds kind of good because that's kind of the offer I was even thinking about like 3 years ago when prices went up and down. And unfortunately, it seems like whenever I talk to one person, they'll give me a low ball offer, and another person says, well, they might be worth more than this. As an example, I sold a place 1.5 years ago that was just had fallen apart for like 10,000, and the person who bought it from me turned around and sold it 2 weeks ago for 32,000. So they made 22,000 in 2 weeks, and I was like, I was going by what the broker told me the value was. So it's kind of like you kind of feel like you're up in the air sometimes on figuring out these things. So for what that's worth, but I guess values are kind of all over the place depending on who you talk to and what day of the week it is. So for what it's worth.
Okay, are you looking to sell those, Bruce? Is that what you're?
Yeah. I had even talked to Melissa about a total rehab on one of them, but I'm kind of getting sour messages from the location it's at in the city, and have had to deal with city problems for years, where the city says they're going to do something, and sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. So it's kind of like your statement. It would be a lot nicer if it was a lot simpler. So yeah. So I'm at the moment I'm leaning toward selling them all and then moving out of the city and doing something else closer to where I live.
All right. Well, do you want to give us the information on those? And
Sure, if you want.
Yeah.
There's a 3556 South Spring. I guess I can put it in the chat too. And 4118 Oregon, and 3019 Cherokee.
Okay. And do you have a price that you're interested in? Or are you looking for offers, or what?
Well, I guess I'm kind of looking for offers, and I guess just to get a verification. I was even thinking of asking Dave to do a BPO or something like that on the 3 properties, but it appears that the 3 properties together kind of match the offer this gentleman is given me. So it may sound like that's already a good plan. So just to make sure I'm not giving it away again, kind of like I feel like I did to some degree 1.5 years ago when I sold that one real cheap. But then that's what the broker told me it was worth back then too. So it kind of leaves me wondering how some people evaluate things. like maybe they don't know everything they supposedly should know. So,
Are any of those fourplexes, Bruce?
the one on Oregon used to be a fourplex, and I converted the north side into a townhome kind of thing, up and down, 25 years ago. And I wish I'd done it on the other side, because it started out as a 4 unit 3-room shotguns, where it's like you walk in the front door, there's a gas space heater, the second room is the bedroom, and the back room is the kitchen. The real old style. I guess it was built in early 1900 or something. But the other side is still undone. Basically, still has gas space heaters, 3-room shotgun, and an exterior access to the basement. So it can be improved substantially to help on that. But the one on the north side is kind of got 4 bedrooms and an inside stairway. And I think the only problem on that side is it needs a new stack or something, because it was leaking a little bit. So that's, and they're decent sized rooms. I think I want to say they're like 16 by 16. I might be off a little bit on that. Just kind of, it even has a pocket door, which I heard some people don't like in the downstairs. So for what that, but then that's kind of screwed up, because I had a hallway put through, and it kind of prevents the pocket door from opening all the way.
Mm-hmm. Well, you may want to talk to Stacy. I don't know if she said she had a client looking for a fourplex anywhere but North City, but she put her contact information in there. You may want to jot it down and just see. I mean, it may or may not be something that they're looking for, but I don't know how easily things can be converted back to that, but it sounds like it may be something to, good conversation, something to talk about there. So
yeah, I saw Stacy's information and wrote it down earlier here.
Yeah.
Did you say the one on Cherokee?
That's a two family, and again, that's basically a kind of a shotgun, but the second floor has the access from a stairway in the back of the building. And again, you have to get to it was built in like 1879, believe it or not. So it's like, and it's got access to the basement from the outside, like a number of those buildings from that old. Yeah.
Was that the one you said used to be the 4-family, or?
No, the 4118 Oregon. It's actually
Oregon.
4118.
Okay.
18-20.
Okay, yeah. I'll send that to my client and let him know a little bit what you said, and see if he's interested.
Okay.
Thanks.
Great.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have a contact info you want to put in there, Bruce? As far as you got the
Sure. Here, let me a couple.
Yeah, if you don't mind saying it out, how you want people to get a hold of you, and also put it in the chat, that'd be very helpful.
And what happened here?
And Dennis is here. Looks like he might need a tuck pointer. Dennis, you want to unmute yourself and tell us maybe what you need, if you can there? He might be where he can't unmute himself. Do you want to put your contact info? There's Bruce's there. Okay, if you want to put your contact information in there, Dennis, what you need.
Oh, I'm still on.
Okay.
Then Melissa needs to know what neighborhood it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Steve, do you know what neighborhood are you looking for your egress windows there? Okay. Got a bunch of silent people. Overland, there we go. Thank you.
How soon they needed that.
It's a 2. All right, there's Dennis says he needs tuck pointed for brick duplex in Afton, 63123. And do you have some contact information for you, Dennis, if somebody has that? If anybody knows a tuck pointer for Afton. Okay, and there's Dennis's contact info. Melissa was wondering how soon you need the windows finished in the basement, I guess. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Now I'm getting mixed up here.
She said, how soon do you need it done? Is the basement finished?
Is the basement finished? There we go. Yeah. I can't read even with my glasses sometimes. Okay.
Yeah, Melissa probably has access to some tuck pointers. I've used Andres in the past, who are all over. Last time I got a bid from them, they seemed to be a little more expensive than I remember, but then all the prices went up everywhere. But they were cheaper than some guy named Richard Jewell in the Tower Grove city area, and cheaper than another bid I got from some guys on the hill. So that might be an option, but they also wanted money up front before they did anything. The one or two times they did something for me, and I told them no, and they agreed to let me wait before I paid them any money to start with, because they already have all the supplies and stuff they need. And I think the Better Business Bureau and most other people who hire contractors say you usually don't give money up front unless there's some building materials that people need to buy, because unfortunately they've run into a bunch of bad people who take the money and run. So for what that's worth.
One thing Bruce is not remembering to tell you guys about the house on Spring that he is looking to sell is the house that's across the street from it is went up for sale, and then it was rehabbed. And I believe Bruce can tell you how much it sold for, but it's beautiful. And the inside of the home, most of the plaster's already torn down, so it would be a pretty easy clean out for the upstairs and the main floor. But it has a lot of potential, absolutely beautiful on the inside.
Yeah, the one Melissa's talking about, actually, one down the street sold in March of last year for like 317,000, where a guy had bought it for 68, and then he changed it from a 2-family to a single family, where he took out all the walls in the first floor, so you could see through, from the front window you could see out the back window, and then he put in like 3 or 4 bedrooms upstairs, and he just did total rehab. And I don't know how much that cost. I've heard 150, but he bought it for like 68 and then sold it for 317. So it sounds like to me he made somewhere in the neighborhood of 100,000 on it, kind of like the figures that Dave Randolph is always talking about. And then there was another one across the street that's been rehabbed. I think Melissa had looked up, and they were asking 340, which is a smaller building than mine. But then again, I don't know, what they bought it for, how much it cost to rehab and all that. So apparently there's some properties in the area that are still going gangbusters, but yeah, for what it's worth.
Sounds like a good opportunity for someone out there. Mhm. Right. All right. Anybody else got anything they'd like to share with us today? Anybody looking for anything? We got a lot of good conversations today. A lot of good things going on here. Yeah, Steve, Melissa was wanting to know if you could give her your phone number there, or any contact info you'd like to share with us here. I think he maybe can't unmute. I'm not sure here. There we go. Okay, I guess you can see that, Melissa. Steve's number there. All right. Anybody else got anything they'd like to share with us today? Charles, you got your hand up. Feel free to unmute yourself if you'd like to say something there.
Yeah, we're just going to mention in the private money realm, I've got some lenders that are, if you got a contract on a piece of investment property and got 3% down, then I think we need to be talking a little bit to see if we can maybe provide you with some private money if that is what's needed to accomplish what you are trying to do. If it's under 70% of ARV, we can take care of the closing, rehab, and purchase. It's just got to be under 70%. So, LakeviewInvestmentStrategies.com, you can fill out a form on there. Or 815-324-2133.
All right. Thank you, Charles. Anybody looking for private money? There you go.
Like Alex was wanting a tree limb removal company recommendation from Melissa.
Okay. Anybody have a tree limb removal company for Alex there, or he asked Melissa there? I see. Do you happen to know anybody, Melissa?
How big of a job is it? If it's a tree removal, like a full tree, I would call Hanson's. They have insurance. They've been around forever. If it's something small and you just need like some limbs trimmed, we have somebody that I can refer you to for that.
Yeah, And this is Diana. We've used in the past Happy Tree and been really happy with them. There's no issue with, giving you, signing a scope of work and, independent contractor agreements and all that. So I don't have their phone number with me, but Happy Tree is who we've used and been happy with. So I might try to check
Great.
them out too.
There you go, Alex. There's a couple of choice or a couple of options here. It's great.
If it's small enough, and I think they can even do big jobs, precision yard. I think it's precision yard care or precision something that they can do. If they can't get the entire tree, if it's a big tree, they get folks in that can, and they seem fairly reasonable for the yard work and the light trimming that they've done for me.
Thanks, Joe. You probably don't have a year wait either, I would imagine, like the concrete people.
No, they've been pretty timely on stuff for me, and so far.
Great.
It's precision lawn care and landscape. I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you. All right. Looks like Bruce has one too. Yeah, trees. Everybody seems to know about trees today. That's great. All right. Anybody else got anything they'd like to talk about today? Anything you need? Anything you got? Anybody got a service that they're offering?
I will. Hello, everyone. I'm Carrie with New Frontier Bank. If you're interested in financing or refinancing anything before the rates go crazy, give me a call. We'd love to work with you. You can reach me at 636-940-8740, extension 9121, or my cell is 314-220-4227. I look forward to talking. Thanks.
All right. You want to put that in the chat for us also there, Carrie?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Be great. Thank you.
And did Carrie in the past mostly say they worked out of St. Charles, but might look into St. Louis County? I don't know if she actually has done anything in St. Louis County. I don't remember if that's what you said a week or two ago, or three, whatever.
Yes, we do. There was a time where New Frontier had to, kind of watch our concentration in certain areas. But now, if you're needing something, I'd be happy to take a look at it.
Here you go. Thank you. All right, so we got some tree service, some money today, and a couple of properties for sale. We got some people looking for some. A lot of good stuff. Some window advice and where to get your screens done. That's something I haven't thought about in a while either, Melissa. I know Handyman up in North County is a good place because I had some screens done there years ago, and I think I did the same thing. I asked a window place, and they said if you just need a screen, just take it out and take it up there, and that's what we ended up doing. And I didn't even know that was a possibility back then, but that's always good advice.
If you're talking about just getting screens redone, right? Is that what you're saying? Like rip screens?
Yes.
Yeah. If a place, you know, if you need a place that may or may not be more convenient to your location, a lot of the Ace Hardwares do.
Ace.
And yeah, a lot of the, not all of them, but most of them do. And, you know, they're reasonable enough, I guess. I'm not saying that they're as cheap as Handyman. I've never used Handyman, but so they will do them. The only thing I will say is they're not quick at getting them done necessarily, because they usually have a guy that comes in and goes to the different Aces and stuff. So, but I have used them a lot. So
Great thing to know. Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
So we know what Ann's going to be doing. She's getting her screens done.
That's right. Yep.
It's a good time to do it, I would think, too, before it gets cold here.
Yeah, this little sprit of nice weather we're gonna have. That's right.
Yeah, great time to get outside things done before it does maybe turn a little cooler for us.
Yeah.
And yeah, Steve said Overland Hardware does them also, it looks like. So yeah, that's great.
Okay, great. Thanks. Lots of options.
Did you ever find a place for your RV, Ann? Speaking of options.
No, we're still looking and we're
Still-
waiting. We're waiting for Lord.
All
We're waiting
right.
for Lord to do something.
Yeah, I've been thinking about you. In fact, every time we drive by on down 55 going south, they got that place down there that's on the side of the road they just keep adding to their RV storage. It's just amazing. And every time I drive by there, I'm thinking $500 or $600 a slot. I said, that's the business to be in right there.
Right.
They probably got 100 of them right now out there.
Yeah.
It's just amazing to me.
so what is there, just no capacity? Is that the problem? Is that a problem with the RV storage right now?
I don't know that there's a problem. It looks like the people that know what they're doing don't have any problem filling them.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
that's what I
just
mean.
looking
Is
for,
there,
no,
yeah, you're having a hard time?
no, we were looking for something close. You know, we live in Chesterfield, so we want something, you don't have to drive so far to, you know, it's a big hassle to go pick it up, and we're just trying to find something close.
And are most of those uncovered storage? I'm just curious.
We would like to have something that's covered.
Because I noticed there's both,
Have
right?
you- Yeah. This is Diana. Have you talked to Lloyd? Because I think, wasn't it about a year ago, so he was looking for a place for his RV, and I imagine, because he's in St. Charles, so that would be reasonably close. You might, you know, text or call Lloyd Allender and just ask him what he knows, because I know he was looking around and must have found a new place for his.
He's still
Yeah,
looking too.
we're kind of looking for this together. Yes, I'm aware of that, so thank you. But yes, Lloyd's looking. If he finds something first, then he will let us know, and you know, vice versa. So we're still looking.
John, you
I
said
know.
$500 a slot. Is that
$500 or
For
$600. Yeah. I mean, the one down
per
south
month?
is covered, but it's all metal, but I mean, it's just, it's amazing to me, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. I think there's different categories. Like you can get one where you just park it on the parking lot for one price, but you can get one
Yeah.
covered and, you know, like maybe climate controlled. I don't know. There's all kinds of different ones. The ones I'm talking about that I drive by all the time, they keep building, is just these big metal structures, these frames, and they're covered, but they're open. You know, they're all
Yeah.
sitting just like a parking spot. I'm just, when I hear these guys like Lloyd and Ann talking about, you know, what these things go for, I'm looking at, you know, maybe buying a place, because I mean, that's got to be a market. And, you know, I mean, if the people control their own, you know, their own vehicles, I don't know. It looks like a pretty good business, if you ask me.
Well, I had somebody who's in it tell me that it is.
I
So
believe it.
he's like, because he has storage and that, and I was asking him about storage, and he said it's okay, but he has to deal with a lot of crap,
Yeah.
literally. You know how that is. And
Yeah.
then he said RV storage, he's building one. And I think I mentioned it on a call or two ago out in Moscow Mills, I believe.
Uh-huh.
Either building one or one's already built, and I saw one that's already there that I drove by. I don't know the name of it, I'm sorry, but he's like, he said, that's where it's at. So you're right. Your inclination is right, that at least from his perspective.
So it sounds like we need to build one right here in between
Yeah.
Chesterfield and St. Charles.
No kidding.
Maybe out
Yeah.
by us here.
Yeah, just St. Charles would be fine. And now the uncovered ones, they are fairly easy to find. There's no problem, but we're looking for something that's covered. My husband wants, well, it's a Sprinter Mercedes, so he wants it covered.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well,
So
one
does
thing to
anybody-
watch out for wherever you find a spot is, I remember driving from St. Louis when I was heading to Colorado. I think I'm confused. Is it 360 or 370 that's the loop around St. Charles in that area, Chesterfield? A lot of those self-storage places were underwater, when it flooded. So they put a lot of those self-storage facilities in low-lying areas. And I remember all you could see were the tops of these campers, from near the water
Yes.
level. I felt so bad. So just keep you probably know it, but just really watch, like, are these in floodplains? Because I saw 3 or 4 of them, storage facilities that were literally underwater when I was driving last
Oh,
year.
yes.
Whenever the flood was.
That
Was
is
someone
true.
looking for outdoor covered parking? For like a storage unit?
Mhm.
Yes.
So I do marketing for Buzz Dumpster, but also Lincoln County Storage. We're located off of Gravens Road in Troy, Missouri. And we currently have a lot of outdoor covered parking spots open. They're 700 square feet, 13 by 55, and it's 24-hour access, gated, cameras, outdoor public restroom, and electric included. And I believe those are only $149 a month. So
Oh, what good price sounds like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now that's a great price. I'll let him know, but that's so far. I don't know if he wants to, drive to Troy when we get ready to get on the road and then, take it back. But I haven't heard, that's unheard of. The price is really unheard of. And you say it's covered, right?
Yeah, it's covered parking. I can put the information in the chat for you. And then if you go on either our Facebook page or our website, we have a bunch of pictures of it. So,
Okay.
Oh,
so I can put that information in there for you.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know the ones that Lord looked up at, they were mostly in floodplains. So that's why another reason that it's really difficult to find something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have 35 acres here out in Troy, and it's up on the top of a hill. So luckily you wouldn't have to worry about that with us, at least.
Nice. You have dumpsters too, right, Adrian? That's what your main business?
Yeah. So I do marketing for Buzz Dumpster. We're a dumpster rental and junk removal company. And then Lincoln County Storage. We have a bunch of big storage units, and then New Line Trailer. So we sell a lot of trailers as well. So between those 3 businesses, we stay pretty busy.
Is it mobile homes or camper trailers, or what type of trailers?
They're like dump trailers, utility trailers,
Oh,
cargo,
gotcha. Okay.
jet ski stuff like that. So.
Oh, okay.
So,
Great.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, if you could put your information in the chat for us, and if you want to go ahead and announce it too, that way if anybody watches the recording without the chat, if anything you want to share would be available.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks a
Appreciate
lot.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it looks like Lincoln Storage is about 40 minutes from Chesterfield, according to the Google Maps, if somebody wants to know the timing. So it's a lot closer than to St. Peter's or St. Charles, where I think Lloyd is, but I don't know if he's pursued that yet.
We've had a few conversations, but I don't think anybody's actually gotten anything yet, because I know Ann's here pretty much every time we've talked about it, I believe.
Hello, hi.
Right, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we've both been looking for a while. I mean, Lord has been, as well.
Mhm. Yeah, there's Adrian's information if you want to write that down.
I've got it, yeah.
All right, thank you. That's a
Yeah,
good
just
phone.
to restate what Joe had said, that most Ace Hardwares do screening, because I know there's one on Southampton in the city that did it, or used to do it. I haven't been there in years. And there was Liberty Hardware, but it looks like they're out of business now on South Broadway. So yeah, somebody's close to Ace Hardware. I guess you could always check with the big box stores like Lowe's or Home Depot or somewhere else and see if they do it. So you get a comparable price to see what's a better deal.
Mhm. All right, that looks like Alex put in the chat here for Genesco Windows in Westport for screen repair too. So I guess if you don't want to take them in, you could call them and maybe they come out and get it done.
Yeah, it's great.
Mm. All right, a lot of good stuff today. All right, anybody else got anything they want to share with us today? So we're looking for a fourplex. We got some properties for sale, some wholesale ones. It looks like we know where to get our screens fixed. We know it's going to be a while for our concrete, and we can get a dumpster and store our RVs out in Lincoln County. So, or out in Troy. So,
Yeah, that covers a lot.
yeah, it did. It covered a lot. I got a lot of notes today. Always a good place. I appreciate everybody tuning in. It's always a good place to find out information and share everything and find out what's going on with everybody. A lot of good referrals here too. So I appreciate that. Last week we had Jeffrey Seal from Ground Floor. I don't know if anybody checked that out. That's pretty good. We got paid on a few more of our little bitty micro loans that we do on them this week. So that's pretty exciting. I don't get real excited about interest at 10.1%. I guess it's better than a lot of things, but it's still a lot of fun to do that. And I know it helps people out, but also if you need any money for your rehab projects, from what he was saying last week, I have not tried to borrow any money. I know they have a minimum of 50,000, but they loan on the property only. So on the project, they don't look at credit scores and things like that. So if you have a project and you're looking for some money for your rehab and you're not able to go to a traditional source or a hard, it's kind of like a hard money lender, but it's a little different on a micro scale. They're pretty good. You can watch that replay if you want to go back and look at that. Next month, past month. So I'm sorry, last week we did have Harper Zonko from Habitat for Humanity. She had some really good things she shared with us Tuesday night. So if you weren't able to watch us on Zoom, or if you weren't able to show up at the Moolah Shrine Center over on Fifi, I'd encourage you to watch the replay there. She had a lot of good stuff, what they do, what they don't do. It's a good place if you're doing any deconstruction or reconstruction, if you're looking to do any fix up on some of maybe your rental properties, and you don't necessarily need something that's brand new, but you want something that's really good. And actually they do have a lot of new stuff too. That's a good place to go, one of the restores. So be sure to watch that replay and get that information if you'd like to do that. So if you have anything you're working on, we're still talking about scheduling a time, and it'll probably be spring now, to do a habitat day with our STLREIA group. So we'll let you know as that materializes in the future. So anyway, that's about all I have today. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to share? Anything they want to share with us before we go today? No, well, I thank you everybody for showing up today, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. All right. Bye, everybody.
All right, bye, guys.